Hi, I'm here at OTT TV World Summit with James Alexander from NOWTV. James, we heard a little bit about NOWTV in the session this morning. Can you kind of tell me what differentiates it from other OTT services?
Principally, it's the content. So it's got the best of Sky's content packaged up with all of the benefits that OTT have, with low cost, flexible, no contract, online only. It's sort of for customers who feel more comfortable with that flexible approach rather than being reluctant to commit to the full pay TV service. But overall, it's the content. It's amazing content, and that's what makes it stand out.
And you're backed by Sky, or part of Sky. How does it fit into the Sky ecosystem?
So NOWTV is the brand extension for Sky. It's very much the second brand. We've taken a deliberate approach. Whilst we would never have been able to do what we've done with the content, we wouldn't have been able to get that without access to or being part of Sky. We've taken a very deliberate approach to use a different brand. We stand for something different. It's helped us differentiate into the market and appeal to a base of people who just fundamentally won't take Sky. They're just not sort of in the right mindset. They look and feel very much like Sky customers, but they're just their attitude to pay TV is different. And through the separate brand, we're able to sort of go after those customers and give them a proposition that they can really buy into, that they've been wanting. They've probably had latent demand for it for years, decades, but with combination of technology barriers, everything's coming together in a wonderful way that just means it's creating this tidal wave for NOWTV to sort of ride.
And as part of Sky, and we talk about cord cutting and things like that, isn't that a worry for NOWTV?
How do you mean?
Well, of kind of cannibalisation of audience. I mean, you mentioned that it's a similar audience, but is that a worry in your strategy or in Sky's?
So the differentiation in brand has been so absolute that actually we've got very, very limited cannibalisation. I would almost say too little. we should be able to take more of the people who leave Sky than we actually do. So NOWTV for Sky has been all about growing the market rather than taking from the existing Sky base. Again, that's partly down to our own targeted marketing capability. So we're going very explicitly after Freeview homes. We buy Freeview airtime. We don't advertise on pay TV channels. But it's also down to what I was just talking about in terms of the self-segmentation that customers are doing. That automatically means that we're in different places, which means that NOWTV is a growth for Sky Group as a whole, rather than taking from Sky.
And then I guess finally, where next for NOWTV? Or I suppose firstly, what are the challenges of getting to where you are now? I mean, you mentioned earlier some of the technical changes, but then I guess where next?
It's just continue getting bigger and better. We've only just launched into the market we've introduced the new smart box. We've just launched broadband, so we've got to get to grips with that. That obviously was a major upheaval in terms of sort of building those capabilities. We've now got to learn to market it and learn where all of the sort of the opportunities and sort of gaps are in that proposition. So this space will be very busy for that for the next year. Obviously, on top of all the SA changes as well, that means it's all another big upheaval for us in that space. But again, it's a great opportunity. I think there's a lot we want to do with the box, working with Roku in terms of enhancing that UI, the role of the aggregator. You've got a slide where I put one up earlier where you've got 30 different TV brands. The choice for customers is just almost getting impossible, and helping them through that, I think, is a real opportunity for the sort of platform. And through our relationship with Roku, we're in a fantastic place in that space. But it is a land of opportunity for NOWTV right now, and our biggest challenge is prioritising and working out which is the one that we need to go after first, and then sort of go down the list in order.
And you mentioned just briefly talking about failing fast, but failing towards the customer. Can you tell me what you mean by that?
So we've taken on a lot of risk, we've taken on a lot of challenges. We've got stuff wrong, inevitably. Failing fast it just means recognising when things are going wrong. Quite often that's pretty easy to spot because the service isn't working for everybody, so you can recognise that quickly. So you fail fast, you recognise it quickly, you fix it as quickly as possible. Really important though is failing in favour of the customer. It's a big learning for us. Initially we were quite protective. We've learned to design our systems so that instead of booting the customer out as soon as our services fall down, actually fail so that the customer is able to watch it for an hour or two longer whilst we have a chance to sort of recuperate. That's also not just failing in terms of failing for the customer, that's a big benefit for the systems themselves, because as soon as you boot a customer out, their first instinct is to try and get back in, and then try and get back in again, and try and get back in again, and so everything just mushrooms if you sort of have that mindset. But it's not. It's failing in terms of the customer, in terms of getting the service working for them. It's also treating them in the right way. If we've screwed up, then we've got to make good on the customer, and we've got to do that proactively, and that's something we've seen as incredibly important. As soon as we see a problem, before the customer's even had the chance to go onto a help site or complain or send us an email, we've already sent them something that says, look, here's a credit, here's a sort of note of goodwill or whatever it might be, as appropriate, that means their mindset, their reaction to that negative event is actually almost turned into a positive.
That's brilliant. It sounds like an interesting business. Thanks for your time today, James.
Thanks.